Hey, welcome back to the Positive Side Podcast. Glad you're tuning in. The host, Jeremy Todd. It is today is what day is it? Oh, today's December 1st. One more month left to go in the year. And I don't know about you, but man, my life is out of control. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's great. It's crazy good, I guess. It's crazy overwhelming sometimes, but that's just life, I guess, And I think when we try to identify it, make it, give it its own identity, saying, oh my God, my life is crazy. Sometimes we just focus on the craziness. And what I want to do today is we're going to go over 6 ways to really get your life back together. And that's something I'm going to use. Again, I talk about this podcast for me a lot of times. It's something to get me refocused. And that's what we're going to do today on today's show. Now, real quick, hey, if you haven't read over to the positivesidepodcast.com or jeremytodd.com and picked up the new book, or at least pre-ordered the book, I got a book in my hand. I mean, it's exciting. The Positive Side, How I Overcame Bullying, Bankruptcy, and a Bad Attitude and Found My True Identity. Check it out. Again, it's about accomplishing goals. And, I did a little video earlier talking about negative self-talk. And boy, I've got that flying right now. But it's all good because at least I accomplished something. And sometimes when you get the win in life, that's all it really takes to get yourself going. And how it is. Like you start accomplishing one small thing, and then you all of a sudden all these things start lined up. So that's a big thing I've been wanting to accomplish for a long time. I'm excited that it's out. So it's $10. Run over and snag a copy. It will be on Amazon here in the next few weeks. So all good there. Let's get into today's podcast. 6 ways to get your life back together. Number one, one thing I just started recently doing again, like the 4,000th time, is start my day out with a checklist. I get so many things done when I start a checklist. And what the problem is with me when I get out of control is that I don't write things down. I have a lunch meeting I'll miss. I'll have a meeting that I'll be maybe a minute late. I'll have something I'll just not follow through with, or an email that I forget to send, or heck, sometimes even a bill that I forget to pay. All that stuff happens because I don't write it down. There are so many things that fall into our life that you just never know what's going to come up throughout the day. Today is, it's 7:05 in the morning, but who knows what's going to happen by 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, that's kind of exciting. And, it's also make sure I'm being aware of what's going to happen. I'm doing a better job, but starting the checklist is gigantic. It's a great way to start the day. It's the first thing you do in the morning. And on that checklist, there's big things. There's always big things on there when I want to accomplish, but more importantly, there's a lot of small things on there. So I'll do something like, call my mom, something very small, but I can check it off the list. So that's important to me. I also pull the things that I didn't accomplish from yesterday, no matter what that list looks like, I pull them over to the new list and start those over on top. So again, I'm still figuring out and finishing the things I need to get done yesterday. However, I'm not just wasting the start of today. I'm getting things accomplished today. So number one is start a checklist. Number two, this is huge, is be honest with your schedule. Be honest with your schedule. Boy, oh boy, that means so much to me right now because I've got to send some emails out today. I got to reschedule some podcasts because I don't want to overwhelm myself. So I need to reschedule some of these things. I need to be honest with my schedule. I have some family events. I had a loved one pass away. So I've got some things going on this week and I can't just cram them all in. I've got to move them around. And then also saying that the things that I don't want in my schedule, and this is part about being honest with it, is that you have to eliminate those things out of your schedule that aren't very important. Now, I say very important. There are a lot of things that are important and we always come back to it, right? Or sometimes we come back to it. But we have to be honest with our schedule because that's how we become overwhelmed. When we say yes to everything, we're saying no to ourselves. And that's important that we understand that concept because we've got to make time for ourselves and we got to be able to be more focused and present on the things that are actually in our schedule. Number three, this is huge too, is to be honest with yourself. It kind of ties back into number two. Yes. But it means more to me is being honest with myself. Am I not doing the things that am I taking shortcuts? Am I personally adding things to my schedule just because I want to be nice and I want to make sure everybody's happy? That's not being honest with myself. Do I want to spend more time with my family? However, I may schedule some things on my day off that probably aren't the best things for me. That's not being honest with myself. That's being honest, or that's trying to just make everybody happy and not keep myself happy, which by far, again, if you're not happy, it's going to trickle into everything that you do in your life. So you got to make sure that you're honest with yourself. Are you not doing the things in your life that you should be doing? You know what they are. Are you sleeping in? Are you cutting corners at work? Are you not being honest with a loved one? It's extremely important that you're honest with yourself as well as others, because then again, you're going to get more out of your day. You can become more focused and you're just going to get more things done. You're going to be happier all around. Number four, Extremely important about getting yourself and getting your life back together is you got to focus on your diet. You got to focus on your sleep. You got to focus on your exercise. Those three things I crammed into one. Number one, the diet. You are what you eat. Everything you put in your body, if you're feeling like crap or feeling like shit, it's probably because you're eating crap or eating shit. Let's be honest. If you're eating junk and candy or fast food all day, you're probably not going to feel the best. Switch those meals out and refocus on being eating healthier food, lighter food, less greasy food to make sure that our body is running at the tip top shape. Number two is exercise or sleep. No, let's go to sleep first. Sleep for me is the most important thing. Staying out too late, watching TV too late, you are completely shooting yourself in the foot for the next day. Sleep allows your brain to heal itself, it allows your body to heal itself. You just feel better. You know how it is. You get a good, I mean, let's look at the two obvious things. You get a good night's sleep, you feel great. You get a bad night's sleep, you feel like crap. We need to focus on our sleep. Go to bed earlier. Quit watching those shows. Get up earlier. Get actually up on a time. Book in your day so that way you know when you're waking up and you know when you're going to bed. Extremely, extremely important. Number three part, or the third part of number four is exercise. Just getting the blood flow going, just starting to sweat. You don't have to lift the world, but just getting that heart rate going, walking around the block, going up and down the stairs multiple times, parking further out in the parking lot. Anything you can do to get that heart rate going, you will feel better. And you know, it's the crazy thing with exercise. It's you feel better right when you get done. You feel like crap the next morning because you haven't done it and you're sore. You got to fight through it. And that's where that negative self-talk comes back in. You got to be consistent. And when you're first starting out getting exercise, to me, I think it's way smarter to start out super, super light and not have that feeling in the next day when you wake up when you're super, super sore. You don't have to go balls out when you first start exercising. Start slow, get the heart rate going, and get a little sweat going. Number five, you've got to get out of your comfort zone. So important. One of the things when my life is out of control, I understand that, you know what, maybe I'm doing the same thing over and over and over, and I'm just not happy. Sometimes I will just get out of my comfort zone for the hell of it. There's a picture of me on Facebook the other day with the hard hat, glasses, and I was just goofing around. That's getting out of my comfort zone. It's taking on a responsibility that maybe I've been, excuse me, afraid of to do. Maybe it's applying for a job. Maybe it's meeting new people. Maybe it's asking that girl or guy out for a date. Anything you do to kind of disrupt yourself, disrupt your lifestyle is a great way to get refocused because, again, you just get out of your comfort zone. You feel better. You feel better at doing different things. Number six, this is the big part of it, getting your life back together, is you got to start now. You've got to, when this podcast is over, you've got to look back through this checklist, these six things, and you've got to start right now. You can't, don't start tomorrow. Don't start tomorrow. Start right now. So if you're listening to this in your car, if you're watching it on Facebook, if you're watching it wherever on YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you are, start right now. Maybe look at what you're doing right now. What are you drinking right now? Are you drinking a Pepsi or are you drinking water? Something small like that can just get that ball going, get rolling down the hill. But you got to start right now. You got to start the checklist. And these are so simple. You can start any of these at any time, but you got to get started. 6 ways to pull your life back together. Number one is, again, start a checklist. So important. And you can do that anytime throughout the day. If you're listening to this in the middle of the day, when you go back to work, go ahead and start that checklist in the afternoon. Number two, be honest with your schedule. Put the most important things in your schedule first, and then you can fill in the fillers. Number three, be honest with yourself. It's obviously super, super important. We know our weaknesses. We know our strengths. Quit selling yourself the weaknesses. Number four, diet, sleep, and exercise. So important. Number five, get out of your comfort zone. Do something different. And number six, you got to get started right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not beginning of the year. Start right now on something on this list, something on these six things to get the ball going. Positive Side Podcast. Glad you're tuning in. I had to cancel some of the interviews. Like I said, as I mentioned, I had a death in the family. So showing tomorrow, which is typical of the days I do on the interviews, I had to reschedule those again the week before I was sick. It's all good. It's all good. We're pulling it all back together. But we're going to get the guests going a week after again. They're all backed up, all lined up, but I'm going to be honest with my schedule. It's all good in the hood. We're over to iTunes. Leave those 5-star reviews. That's the way more people are going to find the show. Subscribe on YouTube, the Positive Side Podcast. Search Jeremy Todd. I'm all over that. Subscribe, like those videos. Again, it allows other people to find the show. We're over to thepositivesidepodcast.com. Pick up your book, The Positive Side, How I Overcame Bullying, Bankruptcy, and a Bad Attitude and Found My True Identity. You've got greatness within. Like always, this is The Positive Side.